In this video, you're going to learn some awesome things about the Apostle John and about his banishment to the island of Patmos. We're going to learn some cool things about that island and about the writing of the book of Revelation and about what it meant for John to be an island prisoner.
Rocking you up for Jesus Christ with classic style hard rock music and practical Bible teaching.
Patmos is a small Greek island. It's in the Aegean Sea, and it's only about 13 miles in total size. The entire island's only about 7.5 miles long and about 6.5 miles at its widest point. It's a rocky, volcanic island with a shape that looks kind of like a seahorse. Today, about 3,000 people live on Patmos, but during the Roman period, the island of Patmos was known as part of the Sporadus Islands, a group of remote islands that the Romans would send people who were perceived to be in some way a threat to the empire. The most famous person, of course, ever to be banished to the Isle of Patmos was the Apostle John. In the late 1st century, the Apostle John was living in the city of Ephesus. He was preaching and teaching and leading the church there, and it's believed that he wrote the Gospel of John and his 3 epistles there in Ephesus as well. Of course, pagan worship was massive in this day, and John was very outspoken against it, and that did not sit well with the Roman leaders. The Emperor Domitian thought of himself as a god, and he had a temple built to himself there in Ephesus in AD 86. John, of course, was a very outspoken critic of worshiping all those gods, including the worship of Domitian. That was a straw that broke the camel's back. Domitian had John banished to the Isle of Patmos in 94 AD. And while John was an island prisoner banished on the Isle of Patmos, Jesus unveiled the letter to him that we call the book of Revelation. And that's precisely what track number 2 on Time's End is all about. Let's break down the lyrics to Island Prisoner. In verse 1, Josh Kramer sings, "Trust is where your strength lies when you're down. Life is what you're preaching in the truth you've found. Sentenced alone, it's a fate worse than death. No man there to talk to till it's your last breath. Know that it's caused all your strife. Men want to snuff out your life. Things that you're saying come from within. No man can take it away. Few will believe you. The message you've learned, you're going into exile today." So there you have it. John was banished to the Isle of Patmos for standing strong for Jesus in an unbelieving world. And Jesus told us that we too will face persecution when we stand strong for him in this world. Matthew 5, part of the Sermon on the Mount, verses 11 and 12, Jesus says, "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven." And then we get into the chorus, "Island prisoner, you're no visitor. Island prisoner, you're no visitor. Things that you're saying come from within. No man can take it away. Few will believe you. The message you've learned, you're going into exile today. Island prisoner, you're no visitor." John was banished to Patmos for about 1 year before he returned to Ephesus, where he lived out the rest of his days, and it is believed that he's buried nearby. Josh finishes out those bridge chorus lines saying, "Visions you've witnessed unveiled in a book. Why are they all coming true?" The book of Revelation is what's known as apocalyptic literature, which is a specific style of literature. We also find apocalyptic literature in the books of Joel and Zechariah and Daniel. Apocalyptic literature always reminds us of one giant truth. God is sovereign. He has always been sovereign and faithful in the past. He is sovereignly faithful as things move toward the end of all things. He's written the end of the script. He knows where it's going, and he's sovereignly leading the story to the end that he desires. And because we know that he's always been sovereign and faithful, and he will be, the point of all of that is to encourage us and to help us to remain confident and strong in the face of whatever we contend with in this broken world. I hope that was a blessing to you, man. If you've got any questions about the teaching or about what it means to follow Christ, reach out to me in the comments. And right now over here, I've got the link to Island Prisoner. Click on it, man. Let it rock you up. Keep your eyes on Jesus, and I will catch you in the next video.